Okay, sorry for that. Sorry for that. We've been having a bit of a challenge there. Either way, we are going to continue. Our guest speaker seems to be having a problem, but we will see what we can do. Now, this is the second part of the series on supergro. We said that you're going to do it for the next 3 weeks. Today was the second week. Last week we had a discussion on understanding supergro. And today we wanted to just hear from a farmer who is actively using it and who has seen some great results from it. And I'm not sure what has happened on her end because we spoke a few minutes just before the meeting started, and she assured me she was going to come on the call. So just a minute.
Yes. Good evening and good morning. I'm here. Hello. Hello, I'm here. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me?
Hi, Faith. Good afternoon. Yes, we can hear you.
Apologies for the network issues. In this world of gold mining, the network seems to have been interfered with by the presence of gold. Nevertheless, I am here. Now, I will not be able to put on my video because of network challenges. If you don't mind, I'll just talk the way it is. As you have been told, my name is Faith Ngaira. I'm joining this meeting from Ikolomani, the land of God. By profession, I'm an electrical engineer. I'm married to one man, and together we are blessed with 4 adult children, the youngest being 38 years. I'm I'm a grandmother to a number of grandchildren, in fact, n factorial of them. I worked with government and retired. I can assure you, members, sometimes opportunities present themselves to us, and unless God opens our eyes, we may not be able to see. I started using supergro even before I became a member in the year 2013. That time I was still in Nairobi, and you know what workers can do. I used to send it and it would work on other people's farms. So it is important as a farmer for you to be hands-on, okay? I came across this opportunity because I had a health challenge. But this is a story for another day. Today, I'm here to talk about supergro, my wonder drop. Why do I say it is my wonder drop? It has tripled yields on my farm. And as a farmer, you need to be hands-on in order to achieve your results. Why supergro? Why supergro? Now, just like human beings, plants need to be fed properly so that they can produce, okay? Now, if you remember last week, Fred Gichuki took us through a very interesting presentation where we learned about supergro. It's an adjuvant, it is a sticker, all sorts of things that he said. I encourage everybody on this call to listen to that video. Now, as I said, plants need to be fed properly in order to produce. When you have a child, when you have a baby who doesn't want to eat, what do doctors do? They give the child multivitamins. For me, supergro is a multivitamin for my plants. Supergro works well with all other agricultural inputs. Now, we are going to have questions. Just put them on the chat so that we can address those questions at the end of the meeting. Now, farmers have challenges. Farmers have a lot of challenges. Number one, we have depleted soils. Those soils have been used and overused and overused, and our water management standards are not good, so the soil is depleted. When I went to my farm, I would grow sukuma, and sukuma would come out. It would come out so fantastic, and then the leaves would appear as if they have been doused with hot water. So they had some depressions and mountains, and the plants would just die. I would encourage farmers, if you're having such a challenge, go for soil testing. Now, soil testing in Kenya, where I am, has been made very easy for us. And when you are doing soil testing, do not scoop the soil yourself. Why? Because there's a way the agricultural people do it so that they get the right sample. So that will address your depleted soils. If you do your soil testing, you are going to know what is lacking in your soils. And what happens is you are guided through what you should put. Most of our soils are acidic, in fact. So you'll be told to use agricultural lime. By the way, there are two types of lime. There's building lime and agricultural lime. Don't buy the building lime to put it on your shamba. So you go for agricultural lime. And agricultural lime is found in most of the agrovites. You will be guided on how to treat. Farmers also face a problem of expensive agriculture inputs. They are very expensive. You remember at one time, 50 kilograms of fertilizer went for 6,000. And farmers really cried. We'll see how supergro can help us to reduce the quantity of agriculture inputs that we use. Then we have pests and disease. Pests and disease. Those pests are really a nuisance. We were told last week that supergro is a sticker. If you use the pests with the water alone, they just run off. They don't stick on the leaves. Now, we were told last week that supergro is a sticker. So it will help other agricultural treatments to work well. Then we have unpredictable seasons. If you look at what has happened this year, what has happened this year is the rains have come and farmers are now confused because, and then we over-rely on chemical-based fertilizers and insecticides. Now, if you look at our country, there's a lot of problems with the insecticide. In fact, we are at a very disadvantaged position because all the pesticides and weed killers that have been banned in those developed nations, they just land in our country. If you have noted, the diseases like cancer are on the rise because of the chemicals that we use. Another issue, our farmers are not educated. I remember someone gave supergro to some farmers without proper instruction. So this person put 1 liter of supergro in 20 liters of water. You can imagine what the result was, okay? Now, most of these challenges are with us farmers. But there was a dream of a young man known as Jerry Brasfield in 1958. The dream of new life was founded. Supergro is an organic product. Now, the vision of Jerry Bradfield. Now, as you know, Kenya is an agricultural country, very agricultural. If we can improve our food security, we will have done a lot for our nation, because if you have a hungry nation, is an angry nation. So if we use supergro, we are able to bridge the gap and we are able to harvest more. As I said, our soils are really in a mess. Now in Ikolomani, where I am, the shambas are pretty small. So you find some farmers, they plant maize year in, year out. And as I talked about education, this is important for us to educate our farmers such that we don't plant one crop after another. Because when you do that, the disease that is attacking that crop remains with you. Now, supergro is based in nature and backed by science. As you know, we have a scientific advisory board, and that scientific advisory board does research on these products, and we are confident when we are using it. Fred told us last week it's an adjuvant, it is multi-purpose, it is a sticker, and all these things. It also improves soil penetration of water. So how can we leverage on water? How? Because what happens is when it rains, there's a lot of evaporation. That water just goes into the atmosphere. I remember when I was in high school, we were told when there's evaporation, you create rain. But why don't we harness that water of the dew in the morning so that it can penetrate our soils? Supergro improves the performance of other agricultural products. As I said, it is a sticker. You know, if you spray a pesticide, okay, the pesticide will just run down with water. But supergro makes all other agricultural inputs work better. It improves fungicide performance, and it improves crop yields. Now, in my own experience, supergro can be used on anything green. Don't be afraid of using supergro on anything green. Now, the company tells us it's 1 ml per liter. Now, depending on your type of soil, you can increase that. Instead of 20 mils in 20 liters of water, you can put 30 or 40. So because if your soils are bad, if your soils are perfect, you use 1 mil per liter. But if your soils are bad, you increase the amount of supergro that you have. Now, supergro makes water wetter. Someone will say water is wet. How does it make water wetter? Now, in chemistry, we learned about surface tension of water. That surface tension of water makes the droplets stick together, and therefore they cannot penetrate in the soil. So if you wake up very early in the morning, what do you see? If you walk in your boots around the farm, your boots will become wet. That is water that we should harness using supergro. If we harness it, all that water will go down the plants. And it can be used with all other crop treatments. It is an emulsifier and as a spreader, it makes root systems go deep. You know, you have the taproot and you have the other hairline roots. It operates like a greenhouse. It makes, it also reduces wastage and it protects the crops. Now, crops, as I said, are like human beings. They need to be fed properly. Now, it reduces water loss, and as I said, it is economical. It is multi-purpose. Now, before supergro was allowed in this country, research was made by the University of Nairobi for 3 years before they allow supergro in the country. I encourage you, for members, you can go to your back office, you can get a leaflet that was produced by the University of Nairobi. For guests on the call, that is an approved solution. What you need to do is to join us and use supergro so that we can make the health of the plants perfect. Now, if you read that leaflet, the University of Nairobi did a lot of testing, and so we are using proved solutions. Research gives us confidence to use the product. Does it increase crop yields? I said yes. Number one, what has it done for? And they would normally take 8 years to be ready, but mine took 6 years and I was ready to harvest. We are told time is money. Does it increase crop yields? Yes. I have been able to harvest a lot of avocados just from less than half avocados, just from about over 40 trees. I almost harvested 1 ton of avocados in the 40 trees. As I said, research gives us confidence. Research gives us confidence. Agriculture department, we should go out there and use supergro. Make sure the farmers have the correct information on the use of supergro. Now, I've used supergro on bananas, I've used supergro on on grass, I've used supergro on trees, I've used supergro on avocados, I've used supergro on sukuma, I've used supergro on spinach. Now, anything green, you can use supergro with confidence. And for details about how to apply on bananas when they are tall, I can always provide that. So we have to win, as farmers, we have to win with supergro. Now, I want to emphasize, how do you use supergro? The first thing we need to do is to check how our soils are. Some of our soils are very depleted, and even if you use supergro, when the soils are depleted, you may not achieve the result that you want. I can confidently say I have tripled yields on my farm. Depending on anything green, I have tripled my yields. Many of us, you know, are farmer. Whether we're in Nairobi, whether we're up country, you know what farmers grapple with. You know what they grapple with. Now, I talked about seasons. When I talked about season, here we have the rainy season and the dry season. In the rainy season, ideally you should apply supergro. If your soils are good, you should apply supergro twice in a month. And you have to mark your calendar and in the mornings when it is raining. In the mornings when it is raining, you apply supergro very early. Now, you notice, as I told you, that we have water in the morning, and by 11, water is gone. It has evaporated. So use supergro to conserve this water. Now, in the dry season, I remember one time my maize had grown, and the rain just disappeared in June when they were just now producing crops. So I continued using supergro. Now, in the dry season, when there is no rain, you apply supergro when the sun has gone down. Why? Because you want to harness that water in the dew. And you do it weekly. Do it weekly, do it weekly. That time, my neighbors never harvested, but I harvested some maize. So I was able to have food for my family. And as I said, research gives us a lot of confidence. Now, you must be consistent with the use of supergro. You know, you don't apply today, then you go to Nairobi, you apply the following. No. You must be consistent in your use of supergro. And if you are consistent, you will triple your yields like anything. We are talking of proven solutions. The solutions that we have been scientifically researched. So we have the confidence in using supergro. Ensure your farmers are well educated so that they can do the right thing. I think I'll pause there and allow time for questions. I'll pause there and allow time for questions. Again, I apologize about the network. In fact, I'm just perched in one corner where the network is. I hope you have been able to hear me properly. Thank you for listening to me. Let us spread the word to make this this world a healthier and a happier place. Now, if you go to the agrovets, I have been doing some research. We still have Roundup, and Roundup is a very bad chemical. We still have items which have glucosylate. And those items, in fact, those products cause cancer. So, in fact, they used to say some of the products that we have are not organic. Our supergro is organic. Let's use it confidently and let's make the world a healthier and a happier place. Thank you for listening to me. Again, I'm sorry about the network. And as you know, this is ecolomany. So I'm sure the gold is interfering with the network, but we are okay. Now, if you find a farmer who has gold underneath the farm, the plants don't grow well in an area where there is gold. But with supergro, we can make the plants grow better. Thank you so much for listening. Again, I apologize about the network issues. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate your presentation. Faith, don't just a minute. Let me unmute you. There are a number of questions which have come through. I'll just read two of them. If you have a response, then you can answer. The first one is, you said that applying in the morning when it is raining, won't it be washed away, or didn't I get you clearly? The second one, how do you apply on trees like mangoes, avocado trees? Do we apply on the leaves or on the roots? Also, how do we use it on dragon fruit? So, Faith, if you can help with those two questions, let me just make you the host again so that you can unmute yourself. Faith, you can unmute yourself.
I have unmuted myself. Good evening, everybody. That is a fantastic question. Now, can you please say the questions one by one, and I'll address them one by one.
Okay.
What's the first question?
The first question is, you said you apply the supergro in the morning when
Yes.
it's raining. When the rain wash away the supergro, what is the best time to apply supergro?
Now, the best time to apply supergro is very early in the morning. As we learned, supergro is a spreader and it is a sticker. So what happens is, because supergro reduces the surface tension of water, that water will go down the stem and enter the plant. Now, if you apply supergro, here in Ikolomani, it rains in the afternoon, provided it is after 2 hours after application, there is no problem at all. There is no problem at all.
Okay, the next question was, how do you apply on trees which have grown bananas, avocado, and dragon fruit trees?
Now, when the plants have grown, there is something known as canopy. Like an avocado trees, the leaves extend to where the roots reach. So you make a furrow around the avocado plant or even bananas, and then you do your mixture and spray supergro on the soil. But when the trees are young, okay, you can spray the leaves. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, okay. All right.
The next question is the dragon fruit. The same applies depending on the size. Now, when you apply supergro, as soon as you see the flower buds coming, stop it, because the plant is going to feel like you are giving it a booster to grow and the flowers will abort. Now, once the fruits have formed, you can now continue applying supergro for those short trees. But otherwise, use the canopy of the plant, and then you can harness the goodness of supergro.
All right, thanks a lot, Faith. We really appreciate your session. What I will do, I'll compile some of these questions that are left unanswered. Then I will send during the next session, you're going to address these questions. Faith,
Okay,
we really appreciate the time you've taken to give us an overview of supergro. I think supergro is one of the best products in the Neolife market, whichever country you're in. Most of Africa are small-scale farmers, and they would really appreciate using supergro to increase their yield so that you can have food security. So, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate all of you attending this session, and our guest speaker, Faith Ngaira, Engineer Faith Ngaira. Thank you very much. Good night, and God bless.